So how significant is Nigeria's participation at this UN conference on the least developed countries? Why should President Buhari be here?
Well, this question can be asked because we are not certainly among the 46 nations that are classified as being the least developed. But 70% of this number is in Africa. And all of the problems of the world are around these few countries. They have about 14% of the global population. But put together, all of their GDP is less than 1.3% of the global GDP. In terms of export of manufactured goods, they control less than 1%. So they are bedevilled by so many things: debt crisis, problems of borrowing, hunger, insecurity, compounded by climate change, and all of the things that have been generated by global recession and the coronavirus epidemic. So this meeting, perhaps more than even the General Assembly of the United Nations, it is to bring everyone together, the least developed and those that are developed, to talk about the problems of these countries that need to be supported, need to be pulled up so that they can also grow. It is aimed at finding solutions. I think this is a significant part of this. Not only do you talk about the problem, how do you get them to do what is right? Look at the 17 Millennium Development Goals. 5 years since their enunciation. These countries are simply doing so badly, and they're coming so far behind. So the entire global community needs to come, hold their hand and lift them up, so that together there will be global inclusion, solidarity, the political will that is needed to bring development and progress to these disadvantaged peoples.
So what are the likely takeaways for Nigeria?
Well, the thing is that if Africa is richer, if Africa is at peace, no conflicts, no wars, and we have eradicated poverty and the lack of food and poor or absent infrastructure, I mean, Nigeria cannot be an island on itself, on an entire continent surrounded by poverty-stricken peoples. So we are part of the global community, we are part of the African community. Nigeria cannot grow in isolation of the rest of the continent. So we just have to carry everyone along with us.
But what makes this summit different from other summits that concentrated on development and all that?
This is focusing essentially on what to do in order to solve problems. Other meetings may be happening, talk shops and all of that, but the thing is that you expect that there will be an action plan that will be generated from Doha, as was the case when they last met 5 years back in Istanbul. So we expect an action plan, arising from this.
So they say charity begins at home. Do you think we as Africans, different countries, are helping ourselves enough?
Doing well, like Nigeria, have to show leadership in this, and this is why I think essentially the president is here. And I'm sure in his speech he's going to talk to the world about what we as a country we are doing to help sister. Look at, the technical aid corps, for instance, which, by which Nigeria is dispatching, skilled men and women to go and support African countries, whether they're teachers or doctors, nurses, and professionals in several fields. There's so much that we're doing in order that African countries also gain from our leadership of the continent.